the study of air. Micrometrics, the properties of air. Psychrometry, the study of air, temperature and water vapor relationships. Psychrometric chart, graphical representation of these relationships. Psychrometrics, combination of the concepts of psychrometry and the psychrometric chart. The composition of air. Filled diamond dry air 77% nitrogen, 22% oxygen, 0.04% carbon dioxide, 0.96% other gases. Filled diamond water vapor evaporation and transpiration. Right pointing arrow airborne impurities. Smoke, dust, pollen, bacteria, noxious gases. Particulate matter or gases. Predicting air's behavior. Filled diamond boils low, gas shrinks in volume when pressurized at constant temperature. Filled diamond Charles law, gas expands when heated at constant pressure. Filled diamond Dalton's law of partial pressures. Total pressure of a gaseous mixture is the sum of the pressures of the individual gases. Water vapor in air, latent heat of vaporization, plus equal to 970 B2s per pound of water vapor, plus heat added to water causes evaporation, plus heat removed from water vapor causes condensation. Defining humidity. Filled diamond humidity, airborne moisture. Filled diamond specific humidity, weight of water vapor in dry air. Right pointing arrow relative humidity, percentage of moisture saturation in air. Right pointing arrow dew point, point at which air has a relative humidity of 100%. Measuring humidity. Plus wet bulb temperatures. Plus dry bulb temperatures. Right pointing arrow sling psychrometer. Plus psychrometric table. Plus psychrometric chart. Example 5:1. Right pointing arrow dry bulb temperature equals 92 degrees Fahrenheit. Plus wet bulb temperature equals 89 degrees Fahrenheit. Right pointing arrow use percent relative humidity table. Right pointing arrow difference between temperatures is 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Plus the point of intersection is 89% RH. Other psychrometric properties of air. Right pointing arrow specific volume of air, Q-foot per pound dry air. Right pointing arrow enthalpy, BTU per pound dry air. Introduction to the psychrometric chart. Right pointing arrow plotted graph of tables of moist air properties. Filled diamond standardized at sea level pressure constructing the psychrometric chart. Filled diamond dry bulb temperature scale along the bottom. Constant dry bulb represented by vertical lines. Filled diamond moisture measurements along the right side. Constant moisture represented by horizontal lines. Filled diamond dew point line. Upward curved line at left of chart. Also known as the 100% humidity line. Examining the psychrometric chart. Plus when two properties are known, the others can be read from the chart. Dry and wet bulb temperatures. Relative humidity and dew point. Enthalpy. Specific volume. Dew point. The temperature which moisture starts to condense out of the air. Dew point is also known as saturation temperature. Dew point temperature is determined by moving from a state point horizontally to the left along lines of constant humidity ratio until the upper, curved, saturation temperature boundary is reached. Psychrometric chart. Filled square, identify parts of the chart. Determine moist air properties. Filled square, use chart to analyze processes involving moist air. Train. See metric PSYCHROMETRIC chart. Based on a barometric pressure of 101.325 kilopascals at sea level, dry bulb temperature. Wet bulb temperature. Relative humidity. Dew point. Temperatures are read at the saturation line from a set point to the left along humidity ratio lines. DEWPOINT temperature. Specific enthalpy. Breakdown of the lines. Enthalpy BTU per pound. Dry bulb. Relative humidity. Grains of moisture. Dew point. 100% saturation. Specific volume. Wet bulb psychrometric chart. Definition of relative humidity. The amount of moisture in the air expressed as a percentage of the maximum amount of moisture the air can hold at the given temperature. Example, at dry bulb temp of 77 and wet bulb temp of 63, the air is holding 50% of its maximum capacity at 77 degrees. Energy efficient zones. Winter. Higher humidity offsets lower furnace thermostat setting. Summer. Lower humidity offsets higher AC thermostat setting. The psychrometric chart charts the combined effects of air temperature and moisture content. Example 5 to 3. Plus wet bulb temperature of 61 degrees. Plus dry bulb temperature of 75 degrees. Right pointing arrow intersection of these two lines. 42% relative humidity. The saturation curve air is 100% saturated with moisture and condensation begins. What if cooling continues? Air is 100% saturated with moisture and continues to cool. Moisture removed by condensation. Chart exercises. What is the RH in the classroom? Dry bulb. Wet bulb. RH equals. Specific volume psychrometric chart. Example 1. Given T equals 25 degrees Celsius, TW equals 20 degrees Celsius. Required A. RH. B. TDP. C. HR. D. V. A. H. Sensible heating or cooling. Fill square a psychrometric process that involves the increase or decrease in the temperature of air without changing its humidity ratio. Fill square example. Passing moist air over a room space heater and of kiln air over the heating coils.